Okay. So, well, thank you everyone for this opportunity. My name is Claudia Coll and I'm from Spain. And today I'm presenting Knitting the Air. This is the result of my project that I developed during my 2 years of master. So, the aim of this project is to explore the interaction of knitting due to its stretchability and elasticity and pneumatic forces like air, allowing to produce different type of motions. So my starting point of the project was the field of soft robotics, where they used to use air instead of rigid elements, and it's used normally for example, assistance, motion assistance. But I took inspiration from that to apply it into my methodology. But then I wanted to develop something more artistic and less technical. So I start looking into other references that also work with this kind of more organic shapes. And here I start doing some sketch and trying to see how I could shape this air through the knitting covers. Um, so during the project I developed a method where it's based in combining different areas of low and high density. So the areas that you see that are more gray are areas that are high density areas, and the areas that are white are low density. So with that I could achieve to bend the actuator, the pneumatic actuator that it's inside the knitting in the way that I pre-design. So here you can see an example that I did in the beginning with a flatbed industrial machine, and here you can see other examples that I also tried, comparing them different shapes. So a part of the flatbed, I also start exploring jacquard in the circular bed and seeing how could play with graphics to explore also this kind of movement that could bend and modify the shape of the different fabrics. Um, Here also another example that you can see that from a completely flat fabric, I could close it through the use of pneumatic forces. And from that, I start doing research in biomimetic because I was inspired by the shapes of the plants, and I start looking into it, seeing the motion and the movement that they produce when they grow up or when they die, and trying to translate them into my knitted structures using the method that I explained before. So here you can see a small mood board of inspiration that I try to reproduce in my finals pieces. And here some more sketches where I was like taking inspiration also about the texture, shape, um, and here also another example of how I start then translating this method into more realistic, play, humoristic as well shapes representing flowers. So you can see the graphic, then the knitted, and then on the right side an example of motion of this textile. Here as well, trying with other elements to integrate them into the textile to see, for example, this one reminds like a cactus, and yeah, kind here as well exploring how I could shape, cut, or bend the knitted fabrics in different ways. But all of these, I realized that I had to have like a kind of base. So I started working as well in parallel with ceramics and pottery. So I designed different bases and I handcrafted myself that I use it for the final pieces. Here you can see some more details of the colors and the shapes. And here you see the one of the final pieces. I'm going to go a little bit quick because maybe I'm running out of time. Um, Here you can see a
5 minutes.
video, yeah, of the motion of this one. Here you can see also how this one it's kind of closing and opening.
Please just walk through them quickly and so
Yeah,
then I can come on. Thank you.
also this one. And this is the last one.